It's 2 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling, replaying that moment from today when you tried to sound authoritative in that meeting. When you pushed your voice a little deeper, stood a little taller, used words slightly too big for the thought you were expressing. And you're wondering, did anyone notice the performance? They did. We're obsessed with confidence. Books promise to help you fake it till you make it. Podcasts tell you to act as if. Instagram captions remind you that confidence is key. But here's what keeps me up at night. What if confidence isn't something you wear, but something you excavate? In his research on authentic leadership, Harvard psychologist Robert Kegan found that most adults operate from what he calls a socialized mind. We construct our identity based on external expectations and validation. We become actors in our own lives, constantly seeking applause. We fake confidence because we believe our natural state isn't enough. But let me tell you about the mice. Neuroscientist Daniela Kaufer discovered something fascinating at UC Berkeley. When mice experience stress, their brains produce a protein that actually kills brain cells in the hippocampus, the part responsible for memory learning and emotional regulation. The protein is called NRSF. Your body produces something similar when you're pretending to be someone you're not. It's called cortisol, the stress hormone, and it's slowly killing parts of you that matter. The longer you perform confidence instead of embodying it, the more you forget who you actually are. Think about the people who truly captivate you, the ones whose presence fills a room. They're not the loudest or the most perfectly polished. They're the most present, the most aligned, the ones who've stopped trying to be interesting and started being interested. As philosopher Alain de Botton puts it, the most attractive people aren't those who've eliminated all their weaknesses, but those who've reconciled with them. When you pretend to be confident, you enter a psychological state that researcher Carol Dweck calls the fixed mindset. You believe your worth is tied to how others perceive you. You avoid challenges that might expose you. You see failure as evidence of unworthiness rather than opportunity. You become brittle, defensive, exhausted. So how do we stop pretending? It starts with understanding something paradoxical. Real confidence isn't the absence of fear or doubt. It's the willingness to act despite them. Psychologist Susan David calls this emotional agility, the ability to face your uncomfortable feelings without being controlled by them. To build this, you need 3 things. First, brutal self-awareness. What are you actually feeling? Name it without judgment. Anxiety before speaking isn't weakness, it's information. Second, radical acceptance. You're a complex, contradictory human being with strengths and flaws, just like everyone else in that room. And third, purposeful action. What matters enough to you that you're willing to feel uncomfortable for it? There's something strangely liberating about admitting you don't know something, about asking for help, about speaking at your natural volume. The world doesn't end. In fact, something unexpected happens. People lean in. Navy SEAL Commander Jocko Willink has a saying, discipline equals freedom. The discipline to do the hard thing now creates freedom later. The same is true with confidence. The discipline to be vulnerable now creates authentic confidence later. So the next time you feel that urge to puff yourself up, to perform confidence like it's a costume you put on, try this instead. Take a breath. Feel your feet on the ground, and simply be where you are. Not where you think you should be, not where others expect you to be. Just here, as you are. Because the greatest confidence trick isn't learning to fake it better. It's realizing you never needed to fake it at all.